Hello everybody, as the ball dropped just a week ago now in New York City, there was only one thing in many people's minds as the clock struck 12. After the final minute of the year, Mickey Mouse would enter the public domain. But before I continue on about the impact this change will have, let's briefly explain what copyright is and how it works. Let's compare copyright to a patent. The purpose of a patent is to protect successful inventors, but not block future innovation. If I get a patent on my brand new vacuum suction technology, I receive the reward of being the only person capable of selling my version of the product for around 20 years, but the patent will eventually expire so that future innovators can expand or improve upon my idea. However, copyright is different. It concerns the distribution of a creative work rather than an invention. The original work has a specific artistic vision, and because it's so specific, it doesn't restrict future artists from being inspired by or replicating certain parts of the work. For example, Ratatouille is about a French rat teaching an inexperienced chef how to cook. Now, ratatouille seems extremely similar at first glance, until you realize the story takes place in Brazil instead of France, and is instead about competing rat restaurants stealing recipes from each other using top-secret spy tactics. The ripoff really has almost nothing to do with the original movie. There are only a few similarities, really. This is how ripoff movies can exist without being sued by Disney. They're different enough that there's no risk of being shut down. This is why the length of copyright protection lasts much longer than that of a patent, but it wasn't always so long. The length of copyright was first extended by the US government in 1976. Disney's lobbying efforts were enough to push Congress to pass the bill. This happened once again in 1998 after the Copyright Term Extension Act. Its nickname, the Mickey Mouse Protection Act, does a great job of explaining why the bill was passed. This act extended the length of copyright for corporate authorship to 95 years after publication. Steamboat Willie, one of the first cartoons featuring Mickey Mouse, was published in 1928. As you can see on this graph from Wikipedia, because it was published in 1928 and the length of copyright protection is 95 years, the rights to the short have expired. Despite popular belief, Steamboat Willie was not the first film featuring Mickey Mouse. Plain Crazy first screened on May 15th of 1928. The original version featured black and white animation and no sound. Minnie Mouse appears here too. The Galloping Gaucho, the second Mickey Mouse cartoon, also had no sound. It features Mickey smoking a cigar and drinking beer, along with some suggestive Minnie Mouse scenes. Steamboat Willie was the third Mickey Mouse film, the first cartoon in history to feature synchronized sound. Prior to this, cartoon films were silent, and most screenings were accompanied by live music. Steamboat Willie was also the first Mickey Mouse film to be distributed. These factors are why Steamboat Willie is held up higher than the two films that came before it, and obviously its role as the Disney logo has made it extremely recognizable. Mickey Mouse is arguably the most popular cartoon character of all time. He's the face of a multi-billion-dollar corporation. His constant inclusion in Disney merchandise is probably why Disney kept such a firm grasp on the popular character throughout the years. But as 2023 comes to a close and Disney's 100th anniversary ends, Steamboat Willie and the original Mickey Mouse are now public domain. What does this mean exactly? Well, future renditions of the character can't be used, but the entire film and original characters can be posted for free anywhere. However, it should be noted that the whistling from the original short can be copyright claimed, and I'm learning just now that the names of Mickey and Minnie Mouse carry a trademark, meaning that you can't use either of these without a slight risk. I think we'll all know more about the specifics once people really start testing the limits of Mickey Mouse in the public domain. But let's talk about its first few days on YouTube. I expect that Corridor's upload of the full short on January 1st will be the primary place to find the film on YouTube from now on. The end of Quentin Reviews' video is a very interesting remix, I guess, and Little Joel has posted his version, but then we get into the actual parody animations. I've known about the animator Violet since her brilliantly animated Steamed Hams video, and I'll say I wasn't disappointed with her rendition. I've seen the Miku animations from that one guy's channel, and he certainly has an interesting take on the character. Come Get Your Willy by Rob Yolfo is probably the first Mickey animation with a gun, so there's that. But yeah, it looks like I've covered most of the first few Mickey Mouse videos on YouTube. I'm sure plenty more will come with time. Glad I got a video out at the beginning of the year. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Stay tuned.